Do you question if the person you've met is actually your twin flame? Do you question, are they the one? Is this real, or am I going crazy? That's the thing. We have so many doubts on this journey that we do question it. How do I know? How do I have proof? How do I know that they are my actual divine counterpart? And this is where your inner guidance and inner trust comes in. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialize in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is one of our biggest questions and one of the biggest things that we can go around and around in circles on, because of our healing and because of our journey, we're cautious. We're cautious because of past trauma. We're cautious because we just don't know. We've never experienced this before. So we're still questioning, am I going crazy? Is this person my one? So there are many signs and synchronicities that we can actually, look at to see that we have met our twin flame. One of the biggest ones is that instant soul recognition. That instant alignment. It's like when you meet this person, it's like, do I know you? Have I known you before? And, for me, for example, they say it's through the eyes. But in fairness, for me, it was through the ears, because before I met my twin flame in the physical, he rang first, and I was just like, it was like my soul knew just from hearing his voice that there was something there. It was just this weird feeling. And it was like my soul knew he was coming that morning anyway. There was just some weird things that was going on that morning that was just not normal. And then when I did meet him, it was just an instant attraction, an instant recognition. And that's the thing for me. It was like, because I'm on this journey for a long time, I was not interested in dating. I was doing my healing. So anytime anyone propositioned me through Facebook or whatever, I'd either ignore it or I'd block it. I identified as single but unavailable. So when my twin flame asked me was I single? I was just like, yeah, yes. And that was a shock for me, because it was just like, what? The first person to come into, I was doubtful. Like I didn't, obviously all the doubts were there. I wasn't actually saying to myself, oh my God, he's my twin flame, I'm going to say yes, I'm single. It was like, oh my God, I have an instant attraction to this person. And yes, I want to see him again. You know what I mean? And there was just this energy between us that morning. It was just like so weird. It was just weird. So there's that's it. That instant recognition. You're just going to know. There's going to be just these weird signs or this weird energy between you, this kind of heightened energy, this attraction between you, that you're just, it's not something you've ever experienced with anyone else. Also, there's the fated meeting. The circumstances around which you met will be very synchronistic, but they'll be, you might think, Jesus, that's a weird coincidence, but there's no such thing as coincidence, only synchronicity. So the energy around how you met is going to be kind of otherworldly. I have a few other things written down here. What's the next one? Oh yeah, you're not going to be attracted to anyone else. This is the thing. You're not going to feel that fire for anyone else, because they light a fire within you that no one else can match. And also there's that heightened chemistry, that intense chemistry. There's that sexual energy, that sexual chemistry between you as well. Something that you haven't experienced before. And, there's another thing is, you could be in separation from a long time from your twin, but your feelings keep growing. That's one of the big ones. Normally if you're in a normal connection with somebody, or, somebody ghosts you or whatever, you're not going to, the feelings, once you're not in contact, or once you don't see that person, the feelings will eventually go away. It's just normal. Those kind of connections just, they fizzle out. But with your twin flame, no matter how little contact you have, your feelings will just keep getting stronger and stronger. You just can't run from this shit. Like, it becomes more intense even though you're in separation. This is because your souls are always together. Always. And that's one of the feelings I get as well, or what we can get in separation, is feeling that your twin is with you all the time. All the time. You can feel their energy, you feel their sexual chemistry with, and that's the thing, because your souls are always kind of connected on the 5D, having 5D liaisons, as I like to call it. So astral sex. But then there's the, what is the other thing I was thinking? There's a telepathic connection. That really intense telepathic connection. You're going to feel their thoughts. They're going to, like, with my twin especially, I've gotten, frustrated or angry with him on the 5D, and he's answered me in the 3D. which is massive. And I find even from day one, like one of the things that really assured me at the start, because at the start I wasn't really kind of going, oh my God, he's my twin flame. It was like, you know, I have an intense attraction to this person, you know, and I was kind of not trying to put a label on it. But we went through a little bit of a separation period, and the week he contacted me, I was feeling him very intensely. I could feel his energy. I could feel that he wanted to reach out. And ever since then, ever since we've gone into separation, you know, we've gone through different mini separations. Every time he gets back in contact, I can feel him very intensely that week. And I'll get signs and synchronicities that would point that out as well. That's another one, signs and synchronicities. You're going to see their name everywhere. You're going to see dates of maybe their birthday or the day you met. I see the date we met everywhere. You're going to see that the number sequences, 1111, 222, all those kind of number sequences say you're on the right path. But this is all guidance. You're going to hear them through songs. You're going to hear them in your dreams. You're going to see them in your dreams. And I find that with my twin as well, is that you not only are you having intense sexual dreams about them, you're also having those heightened dreams where your souls are doing that inner work. So like there's questions I've had for my twin flame that he has actually answered for me in dreams. And that's another thing, right? You know, even though you might not have physically been around your twin flame that often, or been in communication that often, it's like you already know them. It's like it's weird, like, you know what I mean? It's like you know this person inside and out without even having the conversations around that. And that part is otherworldly as well. It's like you've never met anyone like them. It's like you've known them your whole life. It's like you could talk to them for hours, for days. You know what I mean? And, you know, there's that sense of calm as well. You know, if you're nervous or agitated around someone, or, you know, uncomfortable or fearful, or, you know, just like we were as teenagers, scared in a sense around another person, that's not your true twin flame. When you're with your twin flame, it's just this sense of calm. It's like, you know, there's no trepidation, there's no worry, there's no nervousness, because you're with you in another body. So like, how could you be uncomfortable, or how could it be awkward? It just can't be, because it's like, as I said, it's like the two of you have always known each other. So what else have we got here? Oh yes, the big one. They trigger your spiritual awakening. You know, and lots of things can trigger your spiritual awakening. A catalyst can trigger your spiritual awakening. Trauma can trigger your spiritual awakening. But I find, you know, I've been on the awakening journey for a long time. And so when I actually did realize that he was my twin, I was like, you know, I've done my spiritual awakening, I'm fine. But I was re-triggered. And I've had a few heart awakenings over the last year since I met him. So that's it. They will trigger in you your spiritual awakening. They would trigger you to do that inner work. They're your mirror souls. So what you see in them is what you're seeing in yourself. So you're triggered into facing all your pain and all your trauma, especially relationship trauma. And that's what separation is about. It's about healing those wounds. So, you know, ask yourself this, like, are you being triggered into deep emotional healing? Are you being triggered to be more vulnerable? Are you being triggered to use your voice? Are you being triggered to be a better version of yourself? Are you being triggered into following your life purpose and to literally finding fulfillment in life? Because this is another sure sign that you've met your twin, is that you become the best version of yourself after meeting them. You know, like with karmic relationships or with catalysts or anything like that, yes, you're triggered into some breed of healing, but what happens is it fucks you up. Karmic relationships, they're volatile. They fuck you up and you actually end up depleted after them. Whereas with the twin flame connection, no matter how much healing, intense healing you go through, you up level every single time. Like, you know, I can see myself, oh my God, a year ago, like I thought I was ready for a union a year ago. No, I wasn't. I look back on photographs from a year ago. I look back on some of my videos from a year ago and I'm like, who the fuck was your one? Jesus Christ. I was so nervous. I was so scared. And I wasn't, I just wasn't as confident as I am now. And I like the transformation that I've done in a year. And I know I was on the transformation journey anyway. That was the point of it. That's the whole point of it. Before you meet your twin flame, you're supposed to be on your purpose path anyway. And that, it just enhanced it. But look at yourself a year ago and look at yourself now, or however long ago that you met your twin. Like, do you see a difference? Because I do. Oh my God. Like, if you guys want to have a look back at my very earliest videos or my very earliest reels, you'll see how nervous and how scared I was. That was only a year ago. You know what I mean? And you'll see the confidence in me now. That transformation, that's proof, you know, because, you know, some of the healing that we go through, we can question, oh my God, you know, is this just another karmic relationship? Am I just going through this deep healing? But ask yourself this: are you transforming into your best self every single time you come out of a healing cycle? Because if you're saying yes to that, that means that you are becoming the best version of yourself. Because whatever it is, you know, I suppose when we're prior to meeting our twin, yes, we're healing for ourselves. That's the whole objective, is to heal for ourselves. But there's just something about it that drives you to be the best you can be. Because we know that if we want to be in union, we have to do that inner work. And the love that you feel between you and your twin, it's that pull that brings you forward to do that inner work. And that's the thing as well. The love you feel for your twin will be something that you have never, ever, ever, ever felt before with any other human. It just isn't. You know, it's this, I liken it to the feeling of ecstasy. You can feel it through your whole body. It feels like your soul is dancing. That's it. It's just otherworldly how you feel. And as I said, the feelings just keep getting stronger. They're not going away. No matter how much you try and run from this, they're not going anywhere. So what else have we got? Oh yes, that's it. Right. So this is the biggest one. Your twin flame might not look like your usual type, which is a good thing because your fucking type was toxic. Anyway, your twin on the surface level might look like something that you would never have gone for before. But when you think about it, and I put this in, like, my twin ticks all the boxes, right? But he ticks all the boxes of the person I truly am. Whereas if I'd have met him 5 or 10 years ago, we might have been sexually attracted to each other, but on the surface, it was just, we were complete opposites. Like, it was just, no, like, you know, his life was so different to mine. Mine was so different. It was just, and I think it's a cosmic joke that we played on each other, because how opposite we were was crazy. But who we were back then wasn't who we truly are. And who we are now is who we truly are. It's our soul self. It's our truest version. And that's where we match. We match at a deep core soul level. So, you know, people around you are going to say, oh, they're not your type. Your type was fucking toxic. Jesus Christ, your type didn't work. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, your soul or your twin flame matches your soul. Matches who you are now, matches the best version of you. Their best version matches you. So they actually tick all the boxes, and they tick boxes you didn't even know you wanted ticked. Do you know what I mean? It's unbelievable. Like, when I first started speaking with my twin flame, I was just like, oh my God, are you reading my mind? Obviously he was. Because, well, no, obviously in a sense as well, because we're connected. We're the same soul, two bodies. Like, it's literally, you know, his thoughts were my thoughts. How he feels is how I feel. And he was saying so, and I was just like, because what I know about the past, like, you know, if you give too much of yourself away to a narcissist or anything, they're going to copy you. So I was careful when I met my twin. So I was kind of holding back a little bit. And I was just like, he's reading my mind. Is he in the fucking room? Like, you know, the only time I've said these things is out loud to myself. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh my God, you're so like me. It's just uncanny. So that's another thing. They will tick all the boxes. They will be your perfect soul match. You'll be the yin to their yang. You know, anything that you have weak points in, they will have strengths in, and that will balance out. And anything that you have strengths in, they might have weak points in, but that would balance out, and you kind of teach each other how to grow. So what's next? Yeah, so another one is that you cannot get them off your mind at all. Like, in fairness, everything you do, everything, like, and it's funny, like, I could try and have a minute to myself, and I'd be looking at the sun, or I'd be looking at the clouds, and I'd be like, oh, this is a nice day, and then his name just pops into my head out of nowhere. It's just like randomly out of nowhere, and it's just like constantly, every time I do anything, I'm constantly thinking about him. It's just, it's very hard to to actually distract them. It's very hard to get them out of your head. And one of the biggest ones for me as well is that I feel safe in his presence. You know, I've never felt safe in relationships before. I've always been in a very masculine energy. I grew up in a masculine household. So I stayed in my masculine energy for a long time because I felt unsafe. And in my past relationships, I felt very, very unsafe. And I felt very unfeminine because I realized now I wasn't safe enough to be feminine. But whatever it is about my twin's energy, I feel like a girl in front of him. It's weird and it's so nice. It's lovely to be in my feminine energy. But that's it. I feel safe in his presence. And that's one thing that's one of the biggest proofs that I do have for myself personally, is that, you know, no matter what it looks like in the 3D, and no matter what kind of healing we're going through, if there's that separation or that ghosting, when I'm around him, you know, I just feel this, he's such good energy. Like, it's such good energy. You know, years ago, I wasn't good at detecting energy. I'm an empath and I take on energy, but years ago I wasn't healed. So therefore I wasn't aware of my energy. But now that I'm healed, I'm like a fucking energy radar. I know whether I can fucking smell bad energy a mile away. So this is 100,000,000% what I know to be true, is I can feel his soul. I can feel that good energy from him. You know, no matter what kind of behavior or what kind of ghosting or what kind of separation goes on, anytime he's in my presence, that's the truth. That's the truth of that's what reassures me that he's my one, is because I've never felt that kind of good energy in anyone's presence ever before. So I know deep down, I've seen his soul. I can feel his soul. So that's why I just know. I just know, because I've never ever felt that kind of energy with somebody before. You know, no matter, it's otherworldly. So that's really how you're going to know, is how do you feel with them? How do they make you feel? How does your soul feel? How does that love feel? Is this love completely different to anything you felt before? Did you have that instant recognition? Does it feel like you've known them your whole life? Or for lifetimes, because you have. And that's the beauty of it as well. You don't fall in love with your twin flame. You remember that you've always loved them. That's another sure sign. So, you know, if you've got any signs and synchronicities yourself, or any ways that you have proof of you've met your twin flame, please put them in the comments below, because I love to hear other people's stories. I love that energy of that magical energy that occurs when you meet your twin flame. So thank you so much for listening, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today, and I'd love nothing more than to help you on your path.